I'm Jenny Patton. I'm a senior lecturer in the English department at Ohio State University, and I also work as the associate coordinator of the minor in professional writing. So one of the questions that I heard you ask is why active voice? Why do we want to do that? And more importantly, why do we want to avoid passive voice? I think one of the easiest ways to get into this conversation is to look at some examples. What is passive voice? And so passive voice is when you often have what's known as a helping verb that, as I said before, is not helping, and a verb that ends in ed. And they're typically, it's weak writing is what it is. And what I want from my students is more dynamic writing. I want them to write precisely, concisely. In this age of social media, we literally have limited space. We have so few characters, in our Twitter posts and our social media feeds, that you want to get more bang for your buck. But more than that, it's just dynamic. It's good writing. The wall was painted by him. So that was painted would be an example of passive voice. We don't need to have that was. We're starting off with the wall, and we have to wait to the end of the sentence to find out, well, who's actually doing the painting? And it's adding in this extra preposition by him. It's just, we've got 6 words there when we can do this actually in 4 words. He painted the wall. So we've got the doer right away, the he, the active verb painted, and then the object, what is he actually painting? So we've got four words there. Another example would be the referendum was voted against by the committee. So, or the referendum was declined by committee would probably be the way that it would be written. And that was declined or was voted against is just so many words. We don't need it. And we're not knowing, well, who's doing the voting? And we have to be holding our breath until we get to the end of the sentence to find out, well, who's doing the action? And again, we've got a lot of extra words there. Instead, just be really, really efficient and say the committee voted against the referendum. I do want to just give a caveat because I used to work as a reporter, and when I did a police blotter, I was very aware that I did need to use passive voice because in that case we were not allowed to say who the doer it was. So X and X, this car was robbed on X date. We couldn't say Joe Schmo, robbed the car because that was, maybe we'd put in an alleged if we did that, but we just kept the names out of it. And it was difficult for me because I had been so trained to always avoid passive voice to actually intentionally use passive voice there. So that's just a quick snapshot of why we want you to use active voice. More dynamic writing, efficient, clear, concise.